Hi everyone, my name is Jake, and welcome to A Few Bricks Short, where we're always a few bricks short of a complete LEGO collection. Today I want to talk about a house MOC I've been working on in Bricklink Studio. This is my first house, as well as my first house. And by that I mean this MOC is of the first house my wife and I purchased together, as well as this is the first house of this size and detail I've made. Really, this is the first major MOC I've made that wasn't just slapping pieces together for fun. As you may have heard, we're moving soon. And all our LEGO is already packed away, and I would really like to get more of this MOC done before we move, because it's a little easier to see everything in person. Now I do not have a large piece collection, as my wife and I keep our sets together, at least for the time being. We usually decide to buy a set, whether if it's a nice display piece for us, or if it has a place in our eventual LEGO city. So this is why I decided to use Bricklink Studio. I can really plan out this MOC with whatever pieces I want, and then just buy them later. I did start this MOC a while ago, but I feel like I've learned a lot more from building more official sets, and a lot of things in our house have changed since I created what I have. So let's take a look. So here is a picture of my house. Again, just thought it would be a fun project, just something that's kind of personal to me and my family. Cool thing to kind of commemorate in LEGO. Now one thing I wanted to do with this was not just create the shell of the house, like just the outside. I actually wanted to kind of go in detail in the rooms, actually creating the rooms, furnishing the rooms, decorating the rooms, kind of like what you would see in a modern modular. So that'll be fun, be kind of a cool way to remember the house as it was. So again, we're moving soon, so we don't have a lot of time left in this house. So this is what I have so far for this house. It's been quite a while since I started working on this, and as I said before, I feel like I've learned a bit more and kind of thought about kind of how I would rather do some certain things. Also, a lot of things have changed, at least in terms of like the decorations in our house. So this is, we'll start over here looking at the garage. So you see this is where, so I have some grouping here. So this is the top. So I'll set that as the origin right now, so that way I can rotate around that side. Anytime I zoom in, it'll be over there. This is our garage, which I use as half of it as a gym and the other half kind of just for tools and such. So I tried to recreate the power rack I have. So pretty fun. So there's my deadlifting platform, the bench I have. So pretty fun. As you can see, when you create things, you can group them together. You can actually you can call them submodels is what they are when they're grouped, and you can actually make separate sub steps for them to put them together. So see over here in the steps, there's one just called power rack. If I were to double click on either the model or this, it actually opens it up, brings me inside of it, so I can actually edit it itself. So see, it's got its own steps here. I haven't laid out any steps for this in particular, but I'll get there someday. You can just kind of double click anywhere outside it to bring yourself back. So I'll put that back, just undo it. So I've kind of decorated quite a bit. I think the garage is done. We'll go back to that. So this is our like laundry storage area. We've got a new washer and dryer since, so I might kind of change up the design of these a little. So I own a Spider-Man hoodie, so I thought it'd be fun to just have a Spider-Man body here, as if it's my hoodie. So this, if you couldn't tell from the photo, we have a raised ranch. So this means a portion of our house is kind of half underground. It's not like a basement per se, where it's like most of the way or completely underground. It's the first floor is kind of part way underground. So that's what this is here. This is the actual like foundation. So it kind of gives us a shelf, in a sense. So I've tried to emulate that as best I could. I'm using the track bricks here to kind of give the look of the wood that sits on top. So that's that there. Our garage is just poured concrete, so I was going to do flat, just gray tiles for that. And then we have a lot of carpet over here. So I was going to do just kind of exposed studs to kind of emulate carpet. So that's fun. So over here is our living room. So I'm having some trouble sometimes with the scale of things. Like, I used to have my desk sitting over here. This is kind of under the stairs. And obviously you can't really fit a desk there. So like trying to fit something that's like minifigure scale is what I'm going for. So trying to make something that's minifigure scale yet fit within kind of the bounds of how the house is laid out in actual person scale has been tricky, but part of the fun of trying to figure this out. So and also just to keep it less, to try and fit to that minifigure scale and keep it less cluttered, I guess. Trying to omit certain things. So like in this case, no desk. So just getting rid of that. So this is our entertainment center with our TV. Like I like this, but I'm not sold on how it looks in terms of our actual entertainment center. So I'll probably fix that soon. There's our coffee table, couches. Actually, we got a different couch since, so I'll have to change that. There's a bathroom over here. So I think this works all right. Mirror, best I could. Let's see. There we go. I think rotate over here better. So again, the foundation kind of gives us a shelf. So this is decorated with some stuff we had, but since then we were using this, basically our entire Lego collection lined the walls of our living room. So I'm going to try and fix some of this. This Iron Man helmet and the gauntlet here, the Infinity Gauntlet, I'm going to use to represent the actual Iron Man helmet and Infinity Gauntlet we do have. So I'm going to keep those. We don't have Thor's hammer. I don't find it particularly interesting as a model. But we did have like a light up Thor's hammer that was no longer on the shelf. So, and we used to have books up there, but we've since moved them. So there's a lot of decorative stuff that's not kind of this way anymore since I've built this last. So I'm going to kind of fix it. I tried some mini builds, but I don't know, I'll have to pick a few sets that I like that I can also emulate myself in a micro build. So we'll have to see how that goes. But my plan for now is basically to finish the rest of the house, the actual like room layout, first, and then I'll continue with decorating. So I kind of did this. I sort of had a plan first to be like, yeah, I'll do the downstairs, finish that through and through, and then lay out the steps for them, and then move on to the upstairs. And it's not working super, and plus again, like I said before, I would prefer to finish this as much as I could before moving out of the house, because it's fun and a little easier to kind of just walk up to a room or a wall and kind of just look at it in the real world to see how it kind of works, and then do it in Lego. It's obviously not completely necessary to do it that way, but it is a bit more fun and feels like it gives me a bit more accuracy. So obviously I have a lot of the masonry bricks for the outside, and what I did here I think I'm just looking around for siding ideas. I ended up just using slopes on a plate, and those are held on, I have those all grouped together. Those are held on multiple like snot bricks. I have a lot of groups and stuff here. I have this garage door, which is, let's see if I remember how to do this. Functional? That's not it. But the garage door is functional. I did change around a few things to try and get something to work. I can't remember exactly. So I ended up with this gap here, and I do not like it. So I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. Just to get that to work better, because I don't like it. So yeah, I managed to get all the outside and the windows done with all the siding and the foundation. That's, you know, laid out proper heights as it needed to be to fit everything. Because I tried to make the height of all of the rooms similar to what you'd find in a usual building of this caliber in a Lego set. One thing though that I didn't plan very well while I did this was actually the width of the house, because it's not even. So you end up with the way I get some of the colors here. So like the walls here in the garage are gray, and over here they're white. These are double walls. So let me see if I can, this is the top. Yeah. So one cool thing you can do, any piece or group, you can actually hide it, and you'll see it goes up here and shows that it's hidden. So then you can actually see beneath it. So that's helpful because it's not gone, but it's just out of my way for the moment. So you'll see, like, I just basically doubled up the walls in order to get the two different colors. I messed around with doing that with tiles and stuff, with studs down on top bricks and things like that, but it wasn't really working that great, and it was a lot easier to get certain shapes and things I needed with just kind of doubling up the walls. But what ended up happening here is I kind of have like an extra wall, because that's just how it kind of worked with like the brick out front. I needed to line it up here and with the siding, so I ended up putting in like an extra wall that doesn't do anything. Like on this side here, this is the garage wall, and those have the jeez Louise. Those have the snot bricks as part of them in gray. But over here, the yellow is its own thing, and then the dark gray is what holds on the siding. And I don't quite like it. It's kind of weird. So I would like to fix that as well. And that kind of makes the structure itself matter, like it matters to the structure. So, and the rest of the house. So I'd like to fix that first. And the other thing, I have all this sitting on a bunch of different gray plates, which, as you can see, are kind of jigsawed all over the place. In some places, you know, sensible, where the seams, you know, don't line up or anything like that, and kind of weird spots here. I did end up buying a 48 by 48 gray base plate, and I think I'd like to just rather fit this on there instead of plates like this. It would kind of just, I don't know, I just feel like it would come out a bit more, and then I feel like it would allow me to add some of the other things like the steps better, and some of the garden-ish stuff I have over here. I don't know how far out I want to go. Probably there's a sidewalk here that leads up to the steps. Probably at least to that. And that kind of lines up with this rock garden over here. So I'll probably just end it there. I don't think I'll ever do like a backyard or anything. I don't think I'll go that nuts. or any of the yard at all, and I'll just focus on just the house and kind of what's there. So I would like to take all these out and put it on the base plate instead, and then fix this wall. So that's kind of my goal for today, is to do those two things, and then I will be able to move on to kind of the rest of the house, and again just kind of make sure I get the layout of everything, all the rooms where they need to be connected as they should be, and I'll focus on after that certain features, like maybe I'll make closet doors work correctly. Like we have some bifold doors, maybe I'll see if that's possible. It's obviously not super important, but that's half the fun here, is just trying to get things to work anyway. You know, that's the building experience in certain things, is like, hey, cool, look at this mechanism that's inside. You know, once it's displayed, you don't really know, but you know it's there yourself because you built it, and you can show it off to people if you so desire, that kind of thing. So I like to have some of that stuff. Like the garage door opening is not necessary, but it's cool to have. So I'd again like to revisit that, just make it work. So you know, there's our front door. That's another thing I gotta fix, is you can kind of tell in this photo, not quite. We have a storm door here with a window, and then an orange door, but the other side of the orange door is white, and I would like to be able to do that, but I haven't quite figured out what to do, because this whole use an actual door part isn't working, because obviously then I can't get an orange door and also have a white door on the side, because then it'd be 3 doors deep. That's a little weird. So again, space constraints, trying to understand what to do there. So I think I might have to like build a door, but in my tests with that, they were just coming out thick and trying to fit them in somewhere where a regular door would fit was kind of hard, so I'll have to revisit that also. So I have some stuff to do. So let's take a look and try and do that. Try and get some stuff done. So for getting rid of this weird part of wall, I'm gonna have to extend one of the rooms, and that's kind of where I landed last time, on just putting in an extra bit of wall, because all of the rooms are kind of set how I like them, but I don't like that this is uneven. It's a odd, literally an odd number. As you can see by it sitting on the base plates, there's 2 on the side, 1 on the side studs open. So I don't like it. I'd prefer to live in the evens, and I didn't think of that as I was kind of laying this out. I just kind of went like, hey, this looks like a good width for this room, and I think they kind of ended out sort of even, but so I gotta figure out where I need to put this space, I guess, in order to get the walls, in order to figure out how to get the brick and everything to line up right. Yeah, so the problem is to kind of nestle these siding builds into the wall here. There kind of had to be an extra, like, of the front wall, and also the back wall. There had to be like a single stud kind of hanging off, so then these could kind of just fit right inside there, and then they nestle in there, and there's not much of an there's a bit of a reach past the front wall, but not too much. So like without the front wall, without the front wall, these would, you know, stick out real far, and it doesn't look great that way. So the problem again is how to get that overhang to kind of fit these in there nicely, but also end up even with the total footprint. So, obviously there's no masonry bricks in an odd number like singles. So, figure that out. So I think what I need to do is I can actually take like a stud out of the garage door, like a stud length, because it's 9 wide. It should really only need to be 8 studs wide. You know, if I'm not planning on rolling a car in there because I don't put a car in this garage now. But my the usual cars I stick with are 6 studs wide. I don't do too much like Speed Champions or anything. So I think I'll try and take a stud out of there. And I've always felt that these are a little too long, so making those like a single slope instead of a double would be better. But that of course means on both sides I have to do that. So that actually then gives me 3 studs, which is not great. So I'm like starting to figure out what to do there. So I'm gonna try and mess around with this and trim this down first, and maybe again I think I'm gonna fix the way the door is anyway, so I gotta refigure that out. So I'll probably just take out the door and extend the wall a little and get rid of these, try and trim these down just to see how that looks. Phew. Okay, So there. I brought it in a whole stud. All of that was to bring it in one stud. But I still got that little overhang piece from the brick here so that the siding can be kind of tucked behind it a little so it's not sticking out so far. Obviously fix the foundation so that's the right length. This was extended into the garage a little, so I'm gonna have to fix the garage wall here. Again, I'm gonna have to reconfigure this to be reconfigure the garage door itself to fit, but again, I kind of wanted to revisit that anyway to not have a gap anyway, so fine. That's something I was gonna do regardless. Obviously, I also really wrecked the wall over here. Again, fine, because a lot of what was there, like a lot of these plates, is it the plate? No, there was a lot of plates in there, instead of bricks, for kind of weirdness to get the things that were on there displayed, and I'm gonna change up how that all is anyway, so not a big deal there anyway. So I'll make that a little nicer. So I think that's all I kind of wanted to do for today, was kind of fix just those few things. Again, I'll have to rebuild these walls with the decorations and stuff in mind anyway. And then I wanted to fix the garage door at some point, so I'll have to fix this wall. So I think next time, I'll fix the walls to at least be whole and stand, and then probably start on the upstairs to at least get, again, the flow of the upstairs rooms in order. So I have some of the stairs themselves done, but I'll add on to that I think next time. So then again, then I'll have the base rooms done. So ta-da. Well, that's all I had for you today, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.